Alright guys, we've got a 10-minute game up against a player rated just under 900. So what should we play? I'm going to play the King's Gambit. I don't know it at all. I think it's an unrated game as well, so... Aha! This is like the Albin counter gambit in reverse. Wow. Don't even know what this is called. I guess we have a free pawn. Woo! Okay, let's take. See what happens. Interesting stuff. So I can't easily defend this pawn. Queen e2 is quite obvious. Try and attack it, and the knight can't come out to defend. The bishop could come out to defend. I guess I could defend with my bishop also. Oh no, I can't. Interesting. Right, let's play that. That's probably correct. f5 is playable, but I wouldn't advise it. Probably take en passant. Okay, cool. Bishop's come out. Let's add another attacker. Already an unusual opening with having the queen there. Okay, that is a second defender. Also attacking this pawn. So what do we have here? This is fascinating stuff. Could play my knight there with a fork on queen and c7. Let's see if they spot that one. Oh, so queen to there, check. Also looking at b7. Oh, well done. That's a good move. So that's now hitting the knight, but the knight's defended twice. I could play d4. You can't take en passant because the queen would hang. Let's try that. So the queen's under attack. Pawn cannot capture because I take the queen with check. Queen can't take the knight. Okay. And now that just walks into a royal fork. King and queen. And I think that's good night, really. King actually has to move. Okay, so that was interesting. Definitely an interesting start. Let's go and find another open challenge. So here we go. Let's pick on somebody. 10-minute unrated, rated just under 2,000. I'm not allowed. Okay. What have we got here? 10 minutes, 1,500. Nope, they don't want me either. 20 minutes, 463. Rated. This is a 0-16 game for me then. At least I'm white. And my opponent's called Smack My Bi, and I can't see the rest of it. Okay, well let's do the same. Let's do King's Gambit again. I think if pawn takes, I'll play d4. I don't know this opening whatsoever. Okay, now d4 releases that bishop, so now I can recapture my gambited pawn and gain firm control over the centre. Yeah, let's defend the knight. Let's defend the pawn with the knight. I'm inclined to push. What's my opponent's rating? Smack my bishop up. Rated 463. Okay. So we're expecting similar. We're expecting simple tactics missed. Now this is... I don't know the point of this because this is 4 moves now. 5 moves. So he's developed a pawn and captured. That's probably book stuff. Now he's moved his queen, which is questionable. He's moved the c-pawn and then moved it again. So now this pawn is actually hanging and it comes with development, so no reason why not to capture there. This pawn's also hanging. So it's actually moved the pawn into a square where it was undefended, from a square where it was defended by queen and bishop. Okay. Now knight to here, we put 2 attackers on there. But bishop takes is just too tempting. Knight out. Knight's defending that. Castle, probably kingside. Put the rook on the open, semi-open f-file. Okay, I think I'm going to just drop back here. That was an unnecessary pawn move. Didn't really make my bishop any worse. In fact, it moved my bishop to a square where it is at least defended by a pawn. Also opens up the f-file and severely weakens black's kingside for castling ambitions. Queenside's already pretty much blown as well. Bishop might come around to here. Okay, that's now 2 attackers on this pawn. Can't really push. If I push, pawn will have to take. I just put 2 defenders. That's the simplest approach, isn't it? Develop the queen, get it off the back rank. You can't really add any more. Bishop can't go there. Again, ideas of knight here, but that's not an idea right now. Okay, I think we should probably just develop the final knight. Let's do that. I'm going to castle. I'm definitely going to get a rook on the e-file, I think. E-file and f-file is the way to go. Okay, it's not really attacking that or that. So we are not worried. The bishop is defending the knight, so no real ideas of a discovery. I could kick the knight, I could also just castle long. Let's kick the knight. Yep. That's probably the best square for it. Over here. Where are you going to go? Nighty night. So if here, do I want to... Oh, that's arguably worse. Right, I need to castle. This bishop is not going that side in a hurry, but may well come here. So I'm inclined to castle kingside, I think. Even though I've slightly weakened the pawn structure. Defended once, attacked once. Okay, I'm not concerned about bishop takes knight here. Just recapture the pawn. This bishop's not great. So now I'm in the middle game. Black hasn't castled yet. So when your opponent hasn't castled, one good idea is to go for the king. Can't see a really good way to do that right now. Got like bishop here. If bishop takes, I've got knight takes, or I've got knight there with a threat of c7. There, so bishop takes, check. Knight can't block. Okay, I'm going to do knight there. His pawn is now hanging, and the rook behind it. I'm threatening this as well. So I should probably play c3 if I get the chance. Okay, let's counter-attack the bishop, but now you see he's got a real problem, because now c7 is a big threat, and he's on track for losing a bishop as well. So not great. And he can't defend c7 with the bishop, that's the problem. He's got to lose something. And it's a rook And the king's got to move. So the king's not going to get to castle this game. This pawn's also hanging. Let's grab the rook. Defended by the queen. Defended only by the queen. Okay. Right, so now we need action on the queen side, I think. If I go here, pawn can't take because I've got rook takes knight. And I'm threatening then rook takes, attacking the queen. Can't go here or here, we'll have to retreat to the back rank actually. Unless knight blocks. Which case I've got rook here. Whew. That's not nice. But that's my job. Not to be nice. Okay, so now we have rook takes. King must move. Can't go here actually. King has to go there. And then surely I've got... No, can't attack with the queen. But now, that will win the queen, eh? Let's win some queen. Smack my queen up. And this pawn is also hanging, so let's go in for that. This is unpleasant. Right, that's kind of... I'm going to grab the bishop. You check the king here. Then I'm either going to probably get another bishop actually. King takes, okay. I've also got a rook b1. There's only one legal move. Checkmate. Ooh, that was a good one. Let's try and do another new game. 9-3-2. Alright, and we've got white again. Play 4 again. Opponent's rated 9-3-2, and we have a Sicilian. Alright, so I'm going to play this. Okay, pawn's hanging. So I'm going to push. I'm going to disrupt and be a nuisance and cause trouble. Okay, if I push again, you can't go there, can't go there, can't really take there. Just block in this bishop slightly. You're not going to take f2, are you? You're not going to take that, mate. Is he trapped, actually? He might be trapped. I think takes f2 is probably his best bet now. Yeah, can't go there, there, there. Not really. There, there. Or there, or there, or there. Wow. Knight trapped on, what, 4th move? That's nasty. Didn't think that one through, did he? Huh. Okay, he's thrown in a check. A spike check. Okay, I can go here, then knight takes, knight takes. So that kind of saves the knight. Yeah, it's quite a good move. Knight blocks, knight takes, bishop takes, queen retreats. Now I'm going to play the bishop. Knight takes is a given, I think, here. I'll recapture. Because otherwise I'd drop that pawn, you see. Recapture with this knight. Queen out. Fianchetto to the bishop. Okay. Knight c4 isn't bad. Double defends that pawn, it's protected space. It's pretty good. Of course, the knight is currently pinned. So I'm slightly in my own way at the minute. probably the best approach is straightforward castles. Okay, he's thinking about fianchettoing this bishop, yeah? Wants to put more defenders on there, more attackers on e5. So what do? I mean, if I play that, he plays bishop out, I castle, pawn drops, yeah? I've got queen e2. Knight here isn't a threat because I've got knight takes. Could even castle long. I've got a problem with my light square bishop right now. So now this is not so much of an issue. I don't want to castle long though if he's got a bishop on there and I've already played b3. That would just be terrible because there's no defense around on the dark squares. So if he plays that move, which I think he probably will, I've got to knock that idea on the head. Okay. Huh, that's a surprise. Okay, I'm just going to play this, I think. That knight's defended 3 times. If he takes here, it's no point because I just capture and the knight's still defended twice by queen and king. Okay, you want to attack my rook, yeah? If I just go b1, queen can't come in here. Castling's too slow, so actually he's also attacking that pawn. So rook here, queen comes in, he's then attacking rook and pawn. What else have I got? That's a decent play. I just give up the c pawn, I think. Rook's defended by knight. That pawn is actually undefended. So if queen takes here, I've got another undefended pawn there. Might just have to push that to a4. 2 attackers on the knight, 2 defenders currently, or 3 defenders actually. And still go ahead fianchetto castle. Bright start by black. They are somewhat behind in development. Okay, so that unattacks the pawn. There's no point double attacking this pawn because I wasn't defending it even once, so I can't double defend it, right? I'm going to just fianchetto. You might be thinking about capturing with a knight, which would be a slight annoyance. There's not much I can do about that. Capturing with the queen, I castle, which is best. Capture with a knight, probably play king f1. I don't approve of that. Okay, knight's still defended by queen and knight, so I can just go ahead and castle now. I think that's a good outcome for me. I think he should have taken that and forced my king to move. That would have been really weakening. Right now, as it is, knight takes, I've got either rook to c1, pin the knight. My knight's adequately defended. I want to try and make him pay for bringing his queen out, attacking with the queen too early. But this is a nice structure here. I've got a classic King's Indian structure there. So it's quite a fortress for the king. Got knight here, attack the queen. Queen takes. Alright. Why haven't you taken the hanging pawn? I can still play rook c1, knight here, because it hangs the rook to the bishop, but counterattacks the queen. Huh. Right, okay. Well, there's some tension between these pawns. You need to address that. If takes, takes. If black takes, I can't I can recapture. Knight here defends a pawn a second time, but that's pretty pointless. It's attacked twice. So it defends a pawn once, attacked twice. How about rook c1? Is that still good? 2 attackers on the knight, 2 defenders. Means knight can take, but I don't know. Or should we be thinking about an attack? Or should we just swap pawns in the middle? That'll open up an open file for that rook, but the rook would be undefended there. Just capture the pawn now. Knight there is pretty good. I mean, it defends that once and attacks the queen, so I'm going to do that. Now attacks the pawn and the queen. Queen takes is possible. We may swap off. Got hanging pawn. There's a check here, potentially. Depends where the queen goes. Well, the queen's going to stay on the dark squares, that's for sure. Or unless captures on c2. Can't go there, 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 there. Or there, or there, or there. It's actually not or there. I mean, there's not many options. So it's either take c2 or all the way back here or here. Okay. Isn't that interesting? So now I could actually just simply kick the knight. Send the knight back there or there. Because knight can't take there. Queen takes, yeah? Kick the knight. Feeling like my opponent is maybe, because they're playing somebody high rated, is maybe playing with too much tension. Okay, that's not bad. Do I have this? I do. Or do I just grab the free pawn? Take the material, come on. Maybe remove the bishop pair. I've got discovery on this knight if needed. The opportunity should present itself. Okay, you've defended. Alright. One attacker on the knight. This attacks both knight and bishop. Do we have a problem with that? If I play queen there, he's got knight there. Then I take bishop, he takes rook. I'm okay with that. Yeah, goes there. I take a bishop, that's worth 3. He takes a rook worth 5. I recapture worth another 3. I win. At least I win that exchange of pieces. Oh! Knight's retreated to defend the bishop. In that case, let's take a free pawn. But you see, I don't take it straight away. You have to watch your back. And black, suddenly from being very much in my territory, seems to have retreated entirely to the opposite corner of the board. Okay, I'm going to grab that with... Got queen or bishop? Queen looks kind of safer. Yeah, let's take the queen. Okay, so what am I up? 2 pawns, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay, he's attacking my knight. It's fork, rook, and pawn. Now somebody needs to take control of the open e-file. I think that somebody should be me. Let's grab up another pawn, counter-attack the rook again. I have knight here, which I'm happy about. If he wants to trade, that's cool. I'm up 3 pawns, eh? And they are these 3. So now what I need to be thinking is, well, what's my plan to win the game? Deep in the middle game, I've secured an advantage. Could trade knights and then grab the rook. That comes with a check, with a discovery against an undefended piece. Okay, let's just trade knights then. He's got to get out of check, so my queen is not actually threatened in the slightest. Okay, so now the plan has to be dance up the board with these pawns. So where is the best place to put my queen in order to support that strategy? Queen here is alright, I think that's okay. It's going to be hard to defend that pawn. You can't play rook to there, or rook to there, and the queen can't do anything. The queen is actually imprisoned by her own pieces right now. Look at that. That's not a happy queen. We c4, even bishop out there. There's no real need to develop the bishop. What's the point in that move? Queen out here. Is h4 an idea? Is there any threat? The bishop can't really support pawns there, and I'll just grab the material while it's there. And now I've got 4 passed pawns. And we have ourselves an endgame, ladies and gents. Just need to be careful not to blunder. Try and keep my queen on light squares if possible. The rook's defended by the bishop, defended by the king, defended by the queen. Okay. Am I concerned in any way about the queen coming up the h-file? Not that I can see. But I think I should put a rook on the e-file just to get rid of any ideas of blacks. Might even then be able to force some kind of trade, like queen there, rook there. Rook takes, queen takes with check. So when you see a threat, it's important to assess the threat. How first spotting it is a good thing. It's actually got bishop here. Okay, I'm just so happy to trade rooks, especially seeing as it's going to mess up your pawns. No, that wasn't clever, mate. That wasn't clever, mate, yeah. Okay. I think, again, rook on the open file. Now we come after this pawn. Queen on here would pin the pawn. Pawn advances, I've got check with the bishop. Or I can capture with a rook. Need to watch out for the back rank, but that's one benefit of this fianchettoed bishop, is that it can block a check. So black would need 2 pieces on the back rank. Should be a lost situation for black, however. At the beginner level, I probably wouldn't resign this position, because you never know what your opponent's going to do and get back ranked, or some surprise mate, or blunder their queen. Okay. Now queen here proposes a trade, which would be winning, and threatens to capture the loose pawn. If my opponent misses the threat with 5 minutes 20 on the clock, then they lose their queen and the game. Also threatening this with check. But a trade of queens now would be disastrous for black. Yeah. Okay, let's take the pawn with check. I think the king is forced to move. In which case, I have another check. I want to bring my bishop out with check as well, that's the idea. The king has to go there. Now, is there any point in this? Because bishop comes there and I have to move my queen. No. Yes, I'm just going to push a pawn. Ooh. Now this forces an exchange of queens because the queen would actually be pinned. So I think that's wise at this stage. I'll probably think about bringing my king to f1 just to cover the back rank now. Oh yeah, I missed that one. Okay. Okay. No worries, I'm just going to sidestep. Play it cool. He's got that, yeah, I was going to say that. He's fighting, that's for sure. I'm going to just keep this inexorable pawn creep coming up, which will just keep the pressure on black. Rook actually can't come off the back rank because I have rook e8. Queen c8 isn't a threat because the rook can simply return to here, it's defended by the bishop, but rook e8 would drop the queen. So I could even sack the queen to win the rook and simplify that way. Ha. Is that a threat? Threaten queen there, rook takes, queen has to block, rook takes, king takes. Yeah, let's have a go at that. That would actually be an equal trade. Now he hasn't got rook e8 because queen simply takes, so queen here forces. Actually, no, he's got king moves. He's got king moves out of the way. That's a pain. Then I'd have to move. But you'd have to think. He's only got 3 minutes left on the clock. Queen's the only defender of the bishop. You want to attack my... Okay, does that change anything? Queen there, still king here. Nah. Let's just go here. Again, not worried about the queen. Probably play king f1 at some point. Not worried about that. Bishop's got no threats. There's only these pieces on dark squares. And they're still secure. Bishop's also stopping the advance of pawns. So I might play queen here. Attack the bishop. Two and a half minutes on the clock now, black. Don't get a wriggle on, mate. Okay, and yeah, let's get the bishop out of there. Well, in fact, I'm not threatening it because the queen's defending it. That's a pain. All right. Well, in that case, how about bishop here? Threatens like queen takes g6. Just really crack open his remaining protection. Not concerned about this. Okay. Okay, if we can force the exchange of queens, then... Huh. Well, that's not too much of a threat, is it? Good spot. I mean, surprising. I didn't expect that move. Didn't even figure that one out. But we now have mate in 1. That's the problem. You have to defend that. So queen back to here, I think, is the only playable move now. Only move that keeps the game alive, yeah? It's queen h7 mate. Hands down. So if queen there, I've got queen takes here. So queen's on here, queen takes that, queen to there. Well, kudos for sticking to the, you know, keeping going. Then, yeah, bishop there I think is the move. Okay, queen takes here. King now here, bishop there, check. We'll drop the rook. Rook has to block, I think. Yeah, bishop here. See, when the time pressure's on, it's really good to use your opponent's time to know exactly what you're going to play on the next move. Okay, we'll trade. And trade. And now... grab the bishop and it's game over. Okay, well there you go. 3 different games, all against lower rated players. Yeah, quite a variety for a mixed bag. So there you go, that's your Monday sample of 3 games, what to look out for, just examples of tactics and some layout and strategy in there for you. Hope you've enjoyed it, hope you've got some tips, and I'll see you soon.